Welcome to our Yom Shir. Good evening. We are following the Dirsha cycle. Here we go. Shir's Latzlochas, Klal Yisrael. We're davening and learning for the Latzlocha of Yeshua, of this whole world and its inhabitants. And this Shir's Lilu Nishmas of Imayri, Menachem Ben Akiva, Zivug Taib, Ahu Bashir, Libas Terumah. B'Yom Tov, Chafer Mud Aleph in the second line from the top. Beginning of Chafer Mud Aleph, Shabbos Chafer Mud Aleph. We are in the middle of learning about the sugya of burning Terumah Tmeya. A person has Shemen Shel Terumah Tmeya, So the halacha says you're not allowed to enjoy the light of Terumah Tmeya while you burn it, on Shabbos. Otherwise, yes, but on Shabbos, you can't have it because you're going to rush and tilt it. That was one of the reasons. Now, continues the Gemara into a question, and I want to thank you very much, Reb David, for giving shir yesterday. Big help, and I'm sure it was very good. So, second line, Chafer Mud Aleph. Correct the Gemara. The Gemara now is asking a question. The Yom Tov, hu de osir. On Yom Tov, you're not allowed to light the Shemen Shel Terumah Tmeya to enjoy it. Habechoil, Shapir Dami. But on a weekday, you are allowed to. What does it mean Terumah Tmeya? The Kohen received, let's say, a jug of oil and became Tomeh, even in the Kohen's house. He cannot consume it. It's Misa B'idei Shamayim. So what can he do with that? Well, he definitely should burn it because we compare it to Kochim. So he should burn it. Yeah. Mashain can to enjoy. Well, during the week, it sounds like he can. He can actually, while it's burning, he's also allowed to have benefit, to enjoy the light of those candles of Shemen Tomeh, Terumah Tmeya. And the Gemara is asking the question, my timer, why is that? In other words, how do you know that a Kohen is allowed to enjoy Evano from the Shemen of the Terumah Tmeya? Why shouldn't it? So Tosfos asks, why shouldn't it? And Tosfos' answer, based on the Gemara we'll see later on, we'll see later the Meiser Sheni, which is a different kind of, similar to Terumah, but different in many ways. Meiser Sheni, it became Tomeh. You're not allowed to benefit from it while it's Tomeh, even as candle. That will be discussed later. But Tosfos in the Havamim and the Gemara thinks, let's compare Terumah Tmeya to Meiser Sheni Tomeh. Just like this is not allowed to have Hano from while it's burning. So to Terumah Tmeya, you shouldn't have the Hano either. That's a Gemara's question. So how do you know that it is allowed? Omarav, according to the Sfas Emes, Omarav is actually not part of the answer, it's part of the question. I saw this Sfas Emes today. Omarav, what Rav's saying is another reason to say that you shouldn't be allowed to enjoy the Terumah Tmeya burning. Kishem shemitzvah lisrof hakodshim shenitmeu, kach mitzvah lisrof haseturma shenitmes. As we saw before, just like it's a mitzvah, let's say there's kodshim or a tomeh. What do you mean kodshim tomeh? Let's say the kodesh became tomeh and it's some kind of kodshim you're allowed to eat. Your kohen or your soil and you eat it, whatever, in Yerushalayim, the kodshim kalim. If the kodshim became tomeh, you're supposed to burn them and it's a mitzvah. So too, Terumah also is supposed to burn. Oh, now kodshim, you're not supposed to have an off from. Right? If it's kodshim that you're supposed to eat, yes. But in general, as Rashi will say later, general kodshim is something you're not supposed to benefit or no. It's me'ilah if you do. It's like you're stealing. Yeah, Mashenk and Terumah, yeah. Well, Terumah you say belongs to the Kohen. No. We see a comparison between kodshim and Terumah. Just a kodshim is in general something which in most cases kodshim you can't have an off from. So maybe here too. So we assume that when you burn the kodshim, because they failed somehow, because the assumption is you can't have an off from them. Yeah, so to here, you shouldn't be nehene from the Terumah either. Right? That's a question. But according to the Sfas Emes, now comes the answer. He erases the Vov. It says, there's a special halacha that tells you, in spite of Terumah being holy, like Meiser, Kodshim, all very nice, yet the Torah said, while it's being consumed and basically being finished, you're allowed to have Hano while it's burning. You can read your during the week, you can read your Gemara in light of the Shemen of Terumah Tmeah if you're a Kohen. How do you know? Where did the Torah say the special pasuk that allows the Kohen to benefit from Terumah Tmeah? By the way, I know for a fact from my friend Naftali Kaplan, which we all know, he told me, if I'm not mistaken, I'm 95% sure that he receives, or Kohanim are allowed to receive Shemen of Terumah nowadays. Because the reason why, because it's Tomeh. The reason Kohanim don't receive Terumah today is because it's Tomeh, so they can't eat it. But if you burn the Terumah Tmeah, you're allowed to benefit, so they're allowed. They're allowed to use Terumah Tmeah for the Shabbos candle. Shabbos maybe not because of what we said before, but I'm saying conceptually they can enjoy it from Stam to burn. Yeah. Now I'm not saying Halacha L'Maaseh as I say every time, but quite sure that he told me that. How do you know that's true? B'da Rav Nachman. The Omer of Nachman. Rav Nachman said, Omer Abba bar Avua, Omer Kro, says in the pasuk the following pasuk. The pasuk addresses Aaron and his children, the Kohanim, and it says there, Va'ani, Hashem is talking, I, Hashem, Hine nosati l'cho es mishmeres trumoisai. Behold, I gave you mishmeres trumoisai. I gave you the mishmeres, the guardship of my trumoisai. Any Hebrew, trumotai is double. 2 trumas. You Kohanim are supposed to receive 2 types of truma. Papaya and mango. What do you mean 2 types of truma? B'shtei trumas hakosuv medaber. The pasuk relates to 2 types of truma, meaning achas truma tahora v'achas truma tmeya. You may receive Terumah Tahora or receive Terumah Tmeah. Terumah Tahora, well, that's easy. Take the Terumah Tmeah, Gesundheit, make a bracha, and you eat it. There's a Kohen, only Kohanim. And you're Torah, the Terumah is Torah. And the Terumah Tmeah also you receive. What am I supposed to do with the Terumah Tmeah? In other words, just like you're allowed to benefit from the Terumah Tahora, obviously, the Kohen's supposed to eat it, so too, the Kohen's supposed to benefit from Terumah Tmeah. But how? You won't eat it. So how? It says in the pasuk, "Vani nesati lecha." It's yours. Shelcha tehiyeh la'asiko tachas tavshilcha. It will be yours to use it as fuel, as hesek, as fuel under your stolen, under your food, under your cooked food. You're allowed to cook the food with Terumah Tmeah, Shemen Terumah Tmeah, or enjoy it as candle. I'm not talking about Shabbos now. I'm saying during the week. Yeah, there is a power cut. They say soon will be a big power cut all over Israel, right? Everyone talks about that. So they say, I don't know. We have a generator anyway for Shabbos. You can come to me. I have a generator. So then at Terumah Tmeah, you're allowed to benefit, you're allowed to have no from the lights. Why? Because Mishmer's Terumotai. 2 Terumah Tmeah and Terumah Torah. That was the easy answer. Comes another answer. That answer will give us a lot of general knowledge. What's Vibay Sema? We're looking for another teretz to tell me, another reason, another source to tell me, how do you know that a Kohen is allowed to benefit from Terumah Tmeah, oil of Terumah Tmeah? The source is Rabbi Abo. The Omar Rabbi Abo, Omar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Abo quotes Rabbi Yochanan, and he says, "V'loi bi'arti mimenu betome." This pasuk, if you remember this famous pasuk, quite at the beginning of Parshas Kisovoi, after the Bikurim, the second issue, the second topic in Parshas Kisovoi is the Vidui Maestros. Yeah, Vidui Maestros is actually another Vidu. Usually Vidu you say the bad things you did, the Shamnu Vagadnu. Vidui Maestros is actually a good checklist in which the Ben Yisrael, the Jewish person, goes. They do it actually in Beis HaMikdash also, and he confesses, or he actually gives like a good report with all the details how he treated all the Tumas and Maestros and Bikurim and everything, I think even Chala, all the Matnas Kehuna, yeah, all the agricultural Matnas Kehuna, that he did it right. Yeah. For example, just something comes to mind. I didn't switch the order. I didn't give Meiser Sheni before Meiser Rishon. I ate it not Betuma, as we'll see. I ate it in Yerushalayim. Yeah. Because when you do Bir Meisros, which is in the Pesach of the 4th year and Pesach of the 7th year, that's a deadline. But then you have to get rid of all the Meisros. Yeah. You have some nuts of Meiser Sheni from 2 years ago. Quickly, nuts keep very well. Yeah. So quickly leave them in Yerushalayim as Meiser Sheni, give them to the Kohen. Yeah, the deadline is then, and when you hit the deadline and you're done with all your Meisros, you give a nice checklist. I did this right, I did the other one right, the other one right. There's a question if you should do the video Meisros today, because we have Meisros today, and remember the Meshgiach HaMashishim Weintraub in Yeshiva told us B'Shem, one of the Gdolim of 100 years ago, they said, no, today we don't do it right. How can we say to Hashem, we do everything right, we're not in the darka? But I think some people say, you do say, again, ask your rabbi, Veisach nicht. Now, one pasuk that is concerning us is, it says about Meiser Sheni. Now you have to not right now, right now, open in your mind. We don't have a whiteboard. You have a whiteboard in your mind. Much better than whiteboard. You are going now to have three windows opening: Ma'aser Sheni, Terumah, and Kodshim. Everything will be explained. There's a window now called Ma'aser Sheni. There's a topic called Ma'aser Sheni. And when it comes to Ma'aser Sheni, it says, the Yid says to Kadosh Baruch Hu, Loi bi'arti mimenu betome, which means, I did not, leva'er means more than one thing, I did not consume it, I didn't finish it in a state of tuma. That means like that. Well, Ma'aser Sheni is what? Ma'aser Sheni, every Joe Blow has Ma'aser Sheni, not a Kohen, not with Ma'aser Sheni. You take your Ma'aser Sheni, eat it in your Shalayim. You have to be Tohar. That's exactly what we're saying here. Yeah, you can't touch a dead guy and then go eat it. Yeah, you have to be Matzav Tara only inside the walls of Yerushalayim. That's Ma'aser Sheni. Or you can redeem it for money. You do the same with the money. You buy fruit in Yerushalayim. You eat it there. Very nice. Now it says Lo bi'alti mimenu betome. Says Rashi, I wasn't tome and the Ma'aser wasn't tome. It comes to tell you two things. If the Ma'aser was tome, I didn't eat it. Not only, and let's start the other way actually to get the surprising part at the end. If I was tome, I didn't eat it because if I'm not allowed to eat my Sheni when I'm tome, and I confess and I say to Hashem, listen, I wasn't tome, I did it right, yeah. And also, if I'm tahor and I'm amazing, I went to the mikveh and the paraduma, but the meiser is tome, then it did not bi'alti. The word bi'alti can mean, like in English, consume. It means to eat or also to consume it in other ways, such as light. So basically, in Ma'aser Sheni, it says mefurash, and that's a starting point. From here, we'll build a very nice building. Ma'aser Sheni, let's have Ma'aser Sheni. Oh, shucks. That bottle of oil of Ma'aser Sheni, I'm about to take it to Yerushalayim, touched by a dead mouse. It fell from the ceiling. Yeah, and it's tome. So what do you do with it? You burn it. You're not allowed to enjoy the burning. Yeah, it doesn't mean lo bi'alti that you don't burn. You are supposed to burn it. What else? You're not supposed to bury it. Yeah, you're supposed to burn it. But lo bi'alti, I wasn't consuming it. I wasn't enjoying it. It was burning in the side room in the backyard. I wasn't using it for my tavshil or for my light. That's 1,000,000% what it says here in Ma'aser Sheni. And it says the extra word mimenu. The word mimenu, as we'll see in half a second, is an exclusive word. From it, I did not have a no while it's burning tome. Me excluding what? Says the Gemara weiter, mimeno iatamavir. You're not allowed to consume and enjoy the shemen Ma'aser Sheni that's burning. Oh, who's on the other side? Who's the flip side? Who's that? In other words, Ma'aser Sheni, you're not allowed to have hano while it's burning. Mimenu, from it. It's as opposed to who's on the other side of the fence. Terumah Tmea, you are allowed to enjoy. That's the source, and that's really what we are coming to say, and that's the maskona. Now there's a third player. Soon we're going to have a frumkeit competition between, I mean what I say, between Terumah and Kodshim. Oh, let me just introduce. Let's say Kodshim, sometimes you're allowed to benefit from them, sometimes not. After, let's say, a Kohen, after the dam was nizrak, it's a korban chatas, he's supposed to eat the korban chatas. Again, the dead mouse. Where's the dead mouse coming everywhere? Yeah. So if your Kodshim are tome, supposed to burn them, befush, and it's even a mitzvah to burn Kodshim shenitmeu. Am I allowed to benefit from Kodshim while they're burning? Well, what we said before was maybe an assumption. It's not yet clear. Yeah. Wait a second. The ema, maybe the word mimenu iya tamavir, aval tamavir shemen shel kodesh shenitma. In other words, let's say the kodshim that you have are not a piece of meat. Piece of meat, anyhow, usually you don't, it's not a candle, or I don't know, yeah. But lemaisa, let's say you have shemen of kodesh. You have metzoira is shemen shel kodesh, or somebody who's makdish, a bottle of oil, stam, you can, for whichever reason, you have shemen shel kodesh. Wait a second, hold it. How do you know that Ma'aser Sheni, we're having like a formula here with an X, like a variable. The Ma'aser Sheni, you're not allowed to have hano while it's burning, as opposed to Terumah. How do you know? Maybe it's opposed to Kodshim, and maybe Terumah is okay. Maybe the one you are allowed to have hano is the oil of Kodshim that's tome, and Terumah, like Ma'aser, you're not allowed to have hano. Maybe. Yeah, there are three players here. Ma'aser Sheni is a source. Ma'aser Sheni is stable. Everyone else revolves around it. Ma'aser Sheni, you're not allowed to have a no when it's burning. Now the question is, which one am I excluding? Terumah or Kodshim? Says the Gemara, no, lav kal v'chomer, not. No, mimenu, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Okay. That's a very nice idea, but now you'll see why we don't say it. Okay, listen to this. לאו קל וחומר הוא. You mean כן משניהם. אתה רוצה להגיד, רבי עקיבא, אתה רוצה להגיד ממנו אסור ליהנות ומשניהם מותר ליהנות. Very nice idea, nice. But Tosfos many times asks a question and he says it's a good question, but the Gemara's question, anyhow, will deal with it. Yeah? בין כה וכה, לפי התשובה הבאה, אתה תקלוט ששאלת יפה, אבל זה. לאו, says the Gemara, no. Ma lav kal v'chomer. It's a kal v'chomer to aser, to forbid the shemen of kochim shenitme. Why? Ma ma'aser akal o motor lo bi'alti mimenu b'tomeh. The assumption right now is the ma'aser sheni is the easiest of the three, and that's actually true. The one which is more kal, the one more lenient, the one that has more leniencies is ma'aser sheni. Soon we'll say why. So it's a kal v'chomer. If ma'aser sheni, which is the lightest one, the easiest one, the lenient one, and yet you're not allowed to be mevar betum and enjoy, kodesh chamur l'kol sheken. So the kodesh, which is more chamur, surely you cannot say it would be allowed, akiva, but we say no. Kodesh chamur l'kol sheken. Kol sheken kodesh, which is more chamur than the ma'aser sheni, of course, it will be osir. Now, frag the Gemara, wait a second. If you're now in that competition, ihochi, if so, Terumah nami, lema kal v'chomer. Terumah, soon you'll see why they're more chomor. But Terumah is also more severe, more chomor than Ma'aser Sheni. So if you go with Kal V'chomer, then Ma'aser is in the bottom of the totem pole. If Ma'aser, the easiest one, the Chafifnik, the Ma'aser Sheni, the easy one, still has the chumrah of what? Of not to enjoy while you're burning. Kol Sheken Terumah, you should not be allowed to enjoy. And Kochim, Akiva, good. Says the Gemara, no, you can't say both. Aksiv mimenu. No. Oh, the Torah Mufur says that somebody, either Terumah or Kochim, is excluded. So they can't be both together. In other words, for one of them we say esvara kal v'chomer. If ma'aser is also to binane bebiur, kol sheken the more chomer one. On the other hand, on the other one we say no mimenu against human svara. We say no. The Torah says only ma'aser is osir, but the other one, even though it's more chamor, you are allowed to. But what do? We connect. It's like we have two variables, x and y, like in the math thing, in the formula, and we say no. Listen, the pasuk, the mimenu, we exclude Terumah, and we say no. Terumah, you're not allowed to enjoy the ma'aser sheni or tomeh. Yes, allowed to enjoy the Terumah. But Kochim would say, no, we don't look at the pasuk. When it comes to Kochim, all of a sudden we say, no, you lost your mind. What do you mean? Clearly, Kochim is more chamur, so Kol Sheken Kochim. Correct the Gemara. That's a basic question which appears many, many times in the Gemara. Question of two words, which is very charged. Umara Isa. What makes you connect A to 1 and B to 2? What makes you say that? Why are you have two variables, X and Y. How easy it would be in high school if you can just say X is 100 and Y is 200. Why? Because I feel like. That would be good, right? Great. It doesn't work like that. Lahavdil, if I have dollars, give me a reason. In other words, it's true. We have two variables here. Either Kochim or Terumah they're both more chomer than Ma'aser. So either to both of them you apply, to either one of them you apply the Kal V'chomer, or Ma'aser, which is such a kal, such a easy thing. You have a chumrah, Kol Sheken here you have a chumrah, right? Why did you pin it dafka to Kochim? On the other hand, the svara, the mimenu, the limud mimenu, that tells me the kula that I am allowed to benefit from the oil. There we connect to Terumah. How do you know? Maybe the other way around. Maybe the Kal V'chomer should apply to Terumah and the mimenu apply to Kochim. Yes. What made you say that? Now starts a frumkat competition. Now we're going to prove that what? We're going to prove now that Kochim are more chomer than Terumah. And now it will make sense. That's the way out of the woods. If we manage to prove that Kochim is the top of the three, Ma'aser Sheni is for sure the bottom. That Tosfos deals with no car. That's leave it alone now. Yeah, Ma'aser Sheni, any Joe Shmo, just go eat it in Yerushalayim. Now, the many coolest. Now, between Terumah and Kochim, well, makes sense that the one will apply the chumrah is the more chomer of the two. Yeah, we don't know which. Give me a logical reason to apply the chumrah to this and the kula to the other. Well, if I prove to you that kodshim is more chomur than terumah, he'll be the winner. He'll take the trophy. And by kodshim will say that really by kodshim you're not allowed to be nehene. But kol sheken for ma'aser sheni, you're not allowed to nehene by using the oil while you're enjoying it. Mistaba. Here comes the answer. This is a very basic daf. It just here, the end of the daf is a very famous daf. This one, Shabbos Chafei. It tells you all the rules about terumah and kodshim. This is the historic moment. Answers the Gemara, Mistabre. Kodesh lo mima'itna. I will not exclude kodesh, from mimenu to allow. Mima'itna means to exclude the chumrah. I will not be easy on kodshim. Kodshim is more severe. Sheken siman. Now we're going to see a siman acronym or Rosh Tevis, however you call it in Australasia, Rosh Tevis. Pei nun kuf ein kaf samech. We're going to explain everything. There are six points, 6 halachas in which kodshim are more severe, more chomur than terumah. What are they? 1, pigul. Pigul is as follows. Let's say a kohen shecht, can also shecht, a person shechts a korban, and in his mind, it was last week's parsha, by the way, in his mind, he's thinking, I will either do zrikas adam too late, or I'll eat it too late, to keep it simple. I'll eat it in 3 days' time. No korban you're allowed to eat after 3 days. No such thing, not even shlomim. You really maxed it. If he had such a thought, now I'll eat it in 3 days' time. So this korban is pigul, and whoever eats the pigul is going to be chav kores. Yes, whoever eats it. To be mefagel is also to us, it's not kores, it's a mistake people make. But if you ate pigul, Rashi says at the beginning of Benochos, the Kohen said it. So we know, the other Kohen heard him mumbling, angry, I'll eat it in 3 days. So then what? So this is now became pigul. What do you do with the meat? Etc. You probably burn it, I think. The mice, if you ate it, even now, even if you ate it 1 minute later, not 3 days, you ate it in 5 minutes, well, you shechted it, it's kosher, then you have kores. This doesn't apply to Terumah. Terumah, there's no such thing about Terumah. A Terumah Kohen can eat whenever he wants. So have thoughts, no such thing. Noisa. Number new noisa. Noisa means over time. Let's say, Pesach is coming. Are you nervous enough? Noisa is what? Basically, that's you with Reb David, I'm sure. Pasuk, you saw the pasuk in Parshas Boy, Pesach. You're not allowed to have leftover meat, and if you do, you're not allowed to eat from the meat. If you ate from the meat of, let's say, I don't know, chatas, you ate the meat of chatas the morning after, right? After the korban, the whole night passed, midrabanan till chatzois. That's besides the point. But let's say the whole night went through, passed, and you ate it the morning after, chav kores. This doesn't apply by Terumah. Terumah Kohen can eat whenever it feels like, any thought, anything, nothing. Korban, the korbanos are called a korban, while Terumah is not called a korban. Who cares? Says Rashi in Yevomes, I saw this evening, Rashi says korban because it's eaten inside Beis HaMikdash. You can only eat kodshim at least inside Beis HaMikdash, and you can only eat kodshim kalim in Yerushalayim. Where can you eat Terumah? Anywhere in Eretz Yisrael. Terumah anywhere. You can eat Terumah in Beersheba, Metula, Kiryat Shmone. Elat, I didn't say Elat because that's not so pashut. Terumah and Chutz La'aretz, leave Elat alone for now. So Pigul Noitz or Korban, this is a list basically of halachas that only apply to kodshim chumras as opposed to Terumah. Next, Me'ila. Me'ila, what's Me'ila? If a person used the kodshim, just learned it now in Kedusha, and there are many details. Basically, let's say a person took something that belongs to kodshim, and he either used it, b'shava pruta, or he stole it from Hekdesh by mistake. Let's say he took an animal and he rode on the animal, kadesh of a pruta, on the cow. Or let's say he took the money of Hekdesh and he gave it to someone by mistake. He didn't know that it belongs to Hekdesh, and he bought with it, yellow cheese, with the money belongs to Hekdesh. It's Me'ila. He has to bring a korban, a fat korban, an asham, a 2-year-old ram, and he has to bring the money back to Beis HaMikdash plus an extra fifth. Chomesh, a whole big business. By Terumah, there's no such thing. Meaning, if a person used a Terumah of a Kohen by mistake, I took Mr. Kohen's Terumah and I ate it, then I'm supposed to give him back Chomesh, but no korban. Korban Osham I don't have to bring if I abuse the Terumah by mistake. And by kodshim, I do. That's a very big difference. The korban osham. I learned it today. I was thinking, what's the main difference? That's the difference. Because to return, you have to return with the chomesh. There are Chamisha Chumshim, not Bereshit Shmos. The Gemara also, the Gemara in Bava Metzia, the Mishnah says in Nun with base, there are 5 cases in the Torah when you have to pay extra fifth. 2 of them are Terumah and Kochim, but the Korban only Kochim, not Terumah. So you see Kochim as opposed to Terumah, you have a scoreboard, it's winning, more and more. Let's see 2 more. Kores, what happens if a person does eat Kochim Mezid and he ate it Betumas Haguf? Let's say the person was Tomeh and knowingly just touched the dead mouse. The same dead mouse keeps touching everybody, and he ate kochim. He ate kochim while being Tomeh knowingly. If he didn't know, it's korban olav yored. You know what's the oynish kores? And if he ate Terumah tmeya, if he saw it eats Terumah, it's misa b'idei shamayim. Yeah, Sanhedrin Pegimel Amudalef, look top of the page. Sanhedrin Pegimel. Now, Chores is worse than Misa B'Yedei Shamayim, and here's a whole party over here. Rashi says Chores is worse than Misa B'Yedei Shamayim because Chores, Rashi says Chores means Chores ve'ariri. He will die and earlier, and the children too. Well, Misa B'Yedei Shamayim, only him and not the children. Taisa says that Chores is worse because Chores you die before the age of 60. It brings down the Gemara from where is it? I wish we had time for Taisa. It brings down from a Gemara, in Mount Cotton, of course, Daf Kafches. There was a party that they had somebody who reached the age of 60, shows that he is chorus free. The age of 60. Misa B'Yedei Shamayim, you don't know when. Could be before 60 or after 60. And the punishment of Misa B'Yedei Shamayim, very scary, is that even if he's not Chayiv Misa, but if he did one thing that's Chayiv Misa B'Yedei Shamayim, he may die earlier. But Lamaisa cause is more severe because we know it's earlier. Another Yerushalmi brings to us that Kores is before the age of 50, arguing on the Bavli, and Misa B'Yedei Shamayim is before 60. That's 10-year difference. That's me, 53. Yeah, and between 50 and 60, 50, below 50 is Kores. I know there are people who celebrate 50 birthday, 60, right? Both maybe. 50 is Kores. I mean, if you pass 50, you're out of Kores. And 60 is Misa B'Yedei Shamayim. So we see various reasons why Kores is worse than Misa B'Yedei Shamayim. So that's again another winner on the Kochim side. The Kochim, the 8 Betuma, is worse than Terumah, you 8 Betuma. Even if you're a Kohen, you're not allowed to eat it Betuma. And if you're Israel, you're not allowed to eat it B'chlal. If you and I eat Terumah, we get Chas V'Shalom Misa B'Yedei Shamayim. You have to be very careful. Now, the Osur le'oinen. Oinen, as we know, is the person whose family members died today. Close relatives died today. Father, mother, son, daughter, lolein, wife, sister, besula. So somebody that he's mechuyev to take care of died today. He's an oinen, a person. This is this week's parsha when Moshe was angry with them. A kochim, a person who's let's say Kohen, he's not allowed to serve in Beis Hamikdash. He has to leave, except for Kohen Gadol. Yeah, except for Lozav Summer, where yes, supposed to continue working the whole thing and eat some, not the others. But Sheikh and the regular Kohen, who's an oinen, he's not allowed to eat the kochim or work. Terumah, what's Terumah? Who eats Terumah? A Kohen in his house in Rehovot. He eats Terumah and he's an oinen, he's allowed to eat the Terumah. Oh, so we saw 6 differences, 6 chumras that belong to Kochim. So now it's logical. In other words, now I know that really Kochim is more chomur than Terumah. And therefore, if I don't know, I would connect the chumrah. We don't know how to connect the chumrah of not being nehene while you burn it. Kochim is the winner. Game not over. Game's not over. The tournament continues. Frag the Gemara Adrabah. I would say the other way around. Terumah lo mematina. Maybe Terumah should be the one which you're not memayet, meaning you're not memayet, and you should aser to burn it while you enjoy it. Sheken Terumah also has a team. Terumah also has chumras. Sheken machpaz. Terumah has also items, also has certain halachas where it's more chomor than kochim. Siman misa, interesting. Misa b'yedei shamayim. Up until now, we thought misa is more kal. Here we say no. Misa, I don't know. Misa is more of a tzad that it's more chomor. Maybe because Tosfos says misa b'yedei shamayim can be earlier than 60. I remember once learning. I think in the Gemara there I'm not sure about that at all. I have a vague memory of learning the Misa B'Yedei Shamayim is sudden death, like car accident or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I understood it from a cotton the portion or something. So maybe in a way it's worse than chorus. I don't know. There's such a havamina. Choimish. Now, what does it mean, choimish? Now, excuse me. I thought both of them have choimish. No, Terumah has choimish because let's say you ate the terumah of a Kohen, then you have to bring choimish, right? Now, when it comes to the kodshim, I told you meila, right? Meila you also have to bring choimish, true. But kodshim, in many cases, the choimish is not brought because many times the kodshim, once a Kohen is allowed to eat it, then there's no choimish if ate it by mistake. Let me explain. That's what I started saying before. Now is the time. Let's say Mr. Kohen is now working based on Mikdash. He's supposed to eat now those shchita, zrika of chatas. Only male Kohanim are allowed to eat chatas. Okay, and I'm a busybody. I'm Israel, but I'm sticking my nose where it doesn't belong. And what I ate by mistake, I came to Beis Mikdash. It smells very nice, and I took some basar by mistake. I took some kodshim that are already non-bnei me'ila. Once a Kohen is allowed, me'ila is only when the animal is alive or before zrika. Once the animal is meat, is flesh, and it was zrika sadam, right? The Kohanim eat it. There's no me'ila there, right? Either belongs to the Kohanim or they're allowed to eat it, but there's no me'ila. So if I came it by mistake, I'm not allowed to eat kodshim because I'm Israel. If I ate it by mistake, the kodshim, right? And I'm not tomeh, I'm toho, and ate it by mistake, I'm not supposed to pay choimish. I assume I have to pay him the minimum because it's a theft. But I don't have to pay an extra fifth. Mashenken, if I go to the Kohen's house in Kfar Saba, and by mistake, honest mistake, I took his tomatoes, of his grapes, I want to stay in Doraisa. I took his grapes of Terumah, yummy, Terumah, then I have to pay him this and a fifth. Well, kodshim, in that stage when the Kohen eats it, then there's no, only by Milas, whereas there is a kula. So you see, Terumah is more chomur in that respect than kodshim. But Terumah also has what to say. So the choimish, and that's and the fourth one, the ein lapidioin. Oh, the ein lapidioin. That's a huge difference. Kodshim, as chomer as they are, you're allowed to be paid. The kodshim, you're allowed to redeem them. Let's say the classical example Rashi brings down: a person has an animal of kodshim, and he got a mum. What do you do with it? Mum. You know, mum is there blemish. And now what? You don't bring it to Beis Hamikdash. What do you do with it? You paid it. You say the behemoth is worth 4,000 shekels. Take 4,000 shekels. And you say, I'm paid it. The Kedusha of the animal goes into 4,000 shekels. With that, I'll buy another korban. There are many different cases. In general, I'll buy another korban, and the animal goes free. So I can release it from the Kedusha. But Terumah, there's no such thing. Terumah stays Terumah forever. Terumah once, Terumah forever. You can't redeem Terumah. Oh, Basura lezorim. Oh, Terumah, there's no way a Yisrael may eat Terumah. You can pay a lot of money, convince everybody. No, you cannot eat Terumah if you're a Zar. Kodshim, of course I'm allowed. You bring Korban Toida, you bring Korban Shlomim, Meiser, all kinds of Kodshim Kalim, Lechatchila, who eats the majority of Shlomim? Rashi says in Kedushin, not Rashi, other Mephoshim say, most of the meat of Shlomim are Israelim. The Mizbeach gets the innards, the Imurim, the Kohen Chazeh v'Shok, they're just two pieces, all the rest is Israelim. So in general, again, looking at kodshim in general, there are cases where in Israel, a regular guy can eat kodshim, and Terumah cannot. Ooh. So how do you know that kodshim is more chomur? I just brought you 4 other cases in which Terumah is more chomur than kodshim. So maybe Terumah should be the one you're not allowed to nehene while you burn it. And says the Gemara, did I tell you scoreboard? Hanach nefishan 6-4 to kodshim, 6-4 to kodshim. Simple. These are more. Kodshim has 6 points, and Terumah has 4. That's a loss, right? It's been a very, very, very long time since I played Lavdil $5. Yeah, soccer, Lavdil. But I'm saying, yeah, it's 6 and 4. So the Ma'aser Kodshim are more chomer than Terumah. Therefore, when we don't know what to locate where, we do know. Makes sense that the Kol Shekin, the Kol V'chomer, again, Ma'aser remains the same. Ma'aser is the easiest one for other reasons. Ma'aser, we have a special halacha, do not be nehene from shemen of Ma'aser Sheni that's Tomeh. Now we have a Kal V'chomer versus a Limud. The Kal V'chomer relates to the Chumrah. The more Chomer is the Kodshim. So Kodshim and Ma'aser Sheni, you're not allowed to have Hano while you burn the oil. Ma'aser, because it's more Kal than Kodshim, Ma'aser, we say is Mimenu. Yeah? Mimenu yatanene mevar b'tumah, but Terumah you are allowed to mevar b'tumah. betum'ah. Terumah, you're allowed to mivar betum'ah and benefit from it. In other words, that's what we're looking for the whole time. That's a Mr. Kohen who receives shemen betum'ah, may light it and enjoy, or light it under his Shabbos cholent on Friday and enjoy. Another answer, not about quantity but quality. Oh, one important factor that overrides everything else is a punishment. The mere fact that kodesh is what? What's the punishment if you eat kodshim, korbanos, betuma, kores, as opposed to kodshim, as opposed to truma, which is misa b'idei shamayim? We don't buy that in between things. No. The fact that kodshim or kores, that alone, even regardless of 6 verses 4, the quality of the oynish is so much higher by kodshim, kores is way worse than misa b'idei shamayim. That overrides everything else. Yeah, like that point is in quality is worth like 1,000 points. And that's why kodshim or chomur, v'chula v'chula, as we said before. Now comes the third source. Now comes the third source to teach us the same thing. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Omar, Omar Kro, it says in the Pasuk, in the Torah, Titen loy. Yeah, it says in Yudei soil, Titen loy, you have to give him the Terumah. And we darshan loy veloy leoiroi. Let me explain. Let me ask you a question. We just now learned that, before we continue, I'll explain it to you hopefully in a way that will be misyashav alalev. We just learned very nicely that Terumah Tmeah, if the Kohen gets Terumah Tmeah, it's very nice for him. He can use it for candles, for cooking, for other things. Yeah, maybe for smearing. I think it's a question. Maybe smearing is like eating. I don't know, but you can use it. Okay. So now let's say I have the following case. I have 9. Okay, Terumah is not a tenth. Whatever. I have a few barrels of wine. Of oil in my house, right? Let's say 10 out of 9. Although Terumah is less than a tenth, but whatever. I have many barrels of oil. One of them, only one of them, was touched by Mr. Dead Mouse. Again, yeah, very active guy. So now that's Terumah Tmeah. Oh, shucks. No, I didn't yet take Terumah. It's before, it's Tevel. Now I'm saying, oh, listen, you know what I can do? Oh, what's the problem? I don't know. I can do, I cannot do, I don't want to eat the Terumah Tmeah. Not Terumah, it's not Terumah. I don't want to eat the oil that's Tomeh. I'm a Chaver. Why should I have something Tomeh? You know what I'll do? I'll give the Tomeh to the Kohen. And don't look at me like I'm some Rosh or Miser. Why not? I'll stay with the Terumah Tahora, and he will only have the Terumah Tmeah, and you light it for his candles, and you'll use it for the Tavshil. Why not? Yeah? Can I do that? Am I allowed to be mafrish min Tomeh ala Tahor? Can I be mafrish from and only give him Tomeh, and by that exempt the other parts, the whole Kri, and then I can use the rest? Yeah? Or no? Says the Torah, no. But look how the Torah says it. Titen loy, give the Terumah to him and him only for his own benefit, and not for him for lighting. What does it mean not for lighting? Listen to this. How did the Torah phrase Shem and Terumah Tmeah? Light. Michlal, that is to say, the bas oiroihu. If I said, no, don't be cheap. Don't give him oil that's Tomeh that he can only use for light. So the Torah just told me now that he's allowed to use it for the light. Right? He's not allowed to do it. But if I did, he's allowed to use it for the light, right? The derech agav, that is itself is a source, without the other sources. So to summarize, 3 sources, alternatively, why a Kohen may enjoy a Terumah Tmeah. Either because it says Mishmeros Terumah Yisai, B'shtei Terumah Sechos U'Medaber, Achas Terumah Tmeah, Achas Terumah Tahor, the 2 Terumahs, or because it's an exception from Ma'aser Sheni. Ma'aser Sheni Lochati Mimenu B'Tomeh. Don't eat Ma'aser Sheni B'Terumah or enjoy it, but you can buy Terumah. And the third one, loy v'loy. So if Shabbos is, please learn tomorrow's Amud, even if you usually don't. Tomorrow's Amud is very crucial for the whole. It's very important Amud and Deola, obviously. Okay, so see you on Sunday, Mirz Hashem, in 3 Amudims. I trust you to do your right thing over the weekend. So Shabbos, Atzlocho, Bracha. Thank you very much for participation. It means a lot to me. Thank you, and we'll be Matzliach.